As the details come in, you will pass them on to us. Thank you.
Now at 5 o'clock. He's been on our radar since 2007. And tonight, the U.S. confirms former Charlotte resident Samir Khan is dead.
Are you helping recruit for Al-Qaeda?
No.
Not at all? No. Helping recruit for terrorism?
Not at all. Khan was killed during a U.S. missile strike in Yemen. Anwar al-Awlaki, who was near the top of the U.S. terror hit list, was also killed. Khan was born in Saudi Arabia, but he moved to the U.S. as a child. As a teen, he came to Charlotte, and it was here that he first started an anti-American website. WBTV's Molly Grantham joins us live from our newsroom. Molly, you are one of the very few reporters in the world who have actually talked to Khan.
We spoke with him briefly, Paul. What we really did was track him. Some have called Samir Khan the voice of Al-Qaeda. And today, his parents, who still live in North Charlotte, found out their son was dead at the same time as most of the world.
We knew.
Jabril Huff has been the spokesperson for Samir Khan's family for years.
You know, when I first started, I reached out to his father. His father hadn't heard anything, and there was still a great deal of doubt from his father.
So his dad wasn't sure that his son had been killed?
When the news first broke out, no. He still had some doubts that was Samir involved with that.
Dad has since heard it's true, but so far has no comment. Jabril says years ago, Samir's parents separated themselves from their son's beliefs.
As you can imagine, if it was your child, a number of emotions, embarrassed, frustrated. So they really tried to be low-key as far as out front.
WBTV tried to go by the Khan's house in North Charlotte this morning. No one answered our knocks or has since responded to the note we left on the door. Jabril says the family has not spoken with Samir since he fled to Yemen last year.
Around 9 o'clock this morning, we heard that Samir Khan, Charlotte's very own homegrown terrorist, was killed.
The overnight drone attack and death of Samir and Anwar al-Awlaki was all the talk today across Charlotte.
But Samir Khan was with this guy that was killed in Yemen.
Jabril says he understands why people are talking. He says years ago he intervened personally with Samir and tried to tell him he was wrong.
We're clearly on record for doing that. At least we have something to look back on and say, look, we tried to correct this guy.
One thing Jabril said in this interview, which is getting a lot of debate right now, is whether or not Samir Khan was a terrorist. The federal government thinks so, although Jabril says he's not so sure. Despite the propaganda and some of the obviously violent anti-American words, does that mean you are a terrorist? We're going to talk about that coming up at 6 o'clock. Paul, back to you.
That's exactly the question we're asking, Molly.